Robyn Ferguson, welcome back to Australian Musician.
Thank you so much, Greg. Thank you for having me again.
It's been close to 10 months since we last spoke to you. What's the situation in Cape Town, South Africa at the moment with coronavirus?
Yeah, we're still in lockdown at the moment. I think last we spoke, we were just heading into it or just in it. We've gone through a bit of like quite a hectic stage, and then it eased up and now it's hectic again. But at the moment, yeah, I mean, lockdown's eased up just a little bit, so we're able to go outside again and see some friends. But it's still quite rough, you know.
Do you have some vaccines flowing now?
Here and there, but I've not really been exposed to anything like that just yet. I think it still needs to filter its way through the country and so on and so on. Yeah.
So what's the big news in Cape Town at the moment?
Big news in Cape Town at the moment is all the cool music. So since we last spoke, there's been a lot that I've been busy with. There's been Falling Forward, then Harbinger, and now we're on to Triptych, which is being released this week. So really exciting stuff.
You've certainly used your COVID time wisely. You set a goal for yourself of releasing 3 EPs in 12 months. You must be really happy that you achieved that.
Yeah, feeling really pumped. Decided to kick it up a notch and set a crazy goal. So yeah, Triptych is making that goal happen. And yeah, we said it was going to happen for this year, but I want to challenge myself again. So yeah, we're in Triptych coming out on Friday, and it was such an awesome way to just tie in the the third release. You know, like I wanted to go big. It's my 30th this year, so I thought, you know, like I'm turning 30, let's release the third big thing and like just make it a giant awesome awesome day. Why not? You know, like let's just make it a cool month. So yeah.
For those who don't know, tell us the meaning of the word triptych.
Yeah, Triptych is three parts. And for me personally, although this is my fourth EP, this is my third big EP. So the one just before this was Harbinger, and that was like a satellite side mission, if you wish. So this is the third big thing. And also it involves 3 musicians. So myself, and then I've collaborated on 2 of the other tracks with one with Adam Alvadaro from the United States, and one from Mark Pyjama, who is a local South African musician. So sort of 3 being the third big release, the third album of a chat, like being the third challenge, 3 people involved and 3 tracks, and my 30th birthday all involved in one. So we just decided, why not?
What date is your birthday?
It was on the 16th, so we released the single Grey, which was like, yeah. So thank you. Yeah, it's the birthday month, I suppose. And then yeah, now a week later we're releasing the album. So really excited about all of that.
Celebrate?
Sorry?
You get to celebrate? Go out somewhere?
Not so much with the pandemic. I want to stay safe, and even if it is eased up the size, you know, we need to be responsible. So it didn't go out too much, but online parties have been a thing, you know, like I've found so much love from all over the world, people just sending messages. And so, yeah, I mean, it wasn't the traditional celebration, if you wish, but it was definitely a celebration. It's just been a celebration month.
As you said, there are 3 tracks on the EP. Let's talk about them individually. Grey is the current single, and I believe there's a clip coming very soon. Tell me about the track and how it came together.
Yeah, really excited about Grey. So Grey is the single off the album. It's the so like with the other 2, they're the collabs. This is purely just me, just having fun. So everything on that track is Robyn Ferguson, and really just wanted to showcase a little bit of my own skills, like always, and have that be the lead into the EP with the collabs. And I think it's just a nice doorway to that. But yeah, Grey's out and it's doing so well. Filmed the music video during lockdown with my girlfriend, and like just got some rad vibes going, and that's coming out. It's premiering. What's today? Today's the 25th. Yeah, it's premiering on World of Metal, and then it will be live on all channels. I think from tomorrow, I believe the 26th. Yeah, so it's going to be pretty awesome. Really excited about that as well.
The track 3, its title is 3. Collaboration with Adam Alvarado. How far back do you and Adam go?
So it's kind of funny, when I started my solo missions and started writing the music for Alvarado, I started getting in touch with a lot of musicians and just like speaking to a bunch of people from all over the place. And we landed up being in the same sort of like music group on Facebook, if you wish, just talking about, you know, like, hey, I'm this person playing this music from this place, and just really like a cool community of like-minded musicians and artists, and just trying to find a cool new way of doing things. And at the time, I was working on Alvarado in my first EP, and I was getting that prepped and sort of in that mindset. And he released some solo music and posted it in the group as well. And like, we kind of just touched base and we're like, hey, I'm a guitarist. I'm a guitarist. You're cool. And started following each other. And yeah, I have a huge respect for his technical skills and his abilities and like just the way he plays. So I've been following him a lot, and I think there's a bit of like mutual respect that goes back and forth, and mutual like admiration. So yeah, when I heard that he's writing some new music, I told him I'm writing some new music. Do you want to do something together? It's kind of something that we've been speaking of since that day one, like about 2-3 years ago. So yeah, and he's a shred machine. So I had the track laid out. I said to him, I've got this essentially bones of a track. Do you want to throw your awesome sauce on it and like just go to town and play, like just let it flow, you know, let your inspiration go to town. So yeah, that's what he did. And I think it sounds awesome. I'm so excited.
The final track is Stasis, collaboration with Mark Pyjama. Tell me about Mark.
Yeah, so Mark Pyjama, he's mainly, I think most people know him from Pyjama Studios, or Pyjama Planet Studios rather. And he's a local South African, and he does all kinds of cool stuff in terms of like composition. He's got quite an awesome mind for orchestral parts, and like just multi-instrumentalist really. So he's also writing some new music, and is also into like a larger soundscape there. And with my background, when I started off in metal, I started off in like a symphonic metal band. So I quite enjoy adding that element to music, but unfortunately my skills are a little lacking in that side of like the big orchestral composition. I haven't done it in so many years, and you know, like sometimes there's just cooler people out there, you know. So it was just rad to touch base with Mark.
Stasis is quite an epic track. It's a huge production.
Yeah.
I believe Mark works in the gaming world as well. I can picture that track being a soundtrack to a game or a movie. Is that something you'd like to get into?
Absolutely. I'm actually still writing some more music in the back end, so we'll see where that channel goes. But absolutely, I'm really exploring different soundscapes and different avenues, different things. Really, I think with writing Stasis, and that was also another thing about that song in particular. It was quite different. So I had the bones of the song written out, the rhythm guitars, bass, and drums, and so on. And I had written a solo, the end bit, so like the last solo, the last minute or so, guitar solo, that's me. And I'd written that out and played it, recorded it, and I was like, this is rad, and I'm happy with the song as is, but it's missing some epicness. And no matter how much shred or like anything I put to it, it just like it was lacking something a little bit, and it felt like it needed that epic, almost symphonic game feel to it, or that, you know, that movie feel to it. And I was like, how do we add some juice to this? So having Mark add his guitar parts, his string and orchestral bits, his piano parts, really elevates it. So it's been cool inspiration for me. I mean, like we spoke before, I draw inspiration from all kinds of people and things. And this has been quite a cool spark and has opened my mind to explore different avenues on the side. So yeah, working with both of them has been really cool, and a lot more things are going to come, and it's going to be way out there and awesome.
I imagine you used your Ibanez S61 Axion on these
Yes.
tracks.
Toast. Yep, over there. Absolutely. Yeah, use that mainly with the Fishman influences and running through my Kemper, same as last time. Tones are the same. I really dig what I've got at the moment. And then, yeah, obviously Clint from Clinton Watts, he's my mixing and mastering engineer. He also helps with a bit of the production here and there. And yeah, getting him involved with that. So between the Ibanez, Clint, and all cool collabs and all the other stuff, I think awesome tone vibes. I'm super stoked.
Yeah. Have you been using your time in lockdown to delve deeper into the Kemper?
Yes and no. I've been using my time in lockdown for all kinds of things, to be honest. Trying to come up with new and unique ways of creating music. I've been experimenting with some of my tones on Kemper and what is available out there, most definitely. But I've also been experimenting outside of guitar a little bit. So as you know, I'm also a vocalist. So I may or may not be looking into some vocals in the future, you know, some death black metal stuff or clean. I don't know. We'll see where it goes. And then there's also other instruments around, pianos and perhaps some stringed instruments. And yeah, so lockdown has really been a time of experimenting, be it bashing a hammer against a steel plate to get an interesting sound effect, or rummaging around in the forest outside or on the beach just to find some cool inspiration. So yeah, definitely with the Kemper, I've been experimenting with some gear and different profiles, different tunings as well on my guitar. Just sort of having a bit of fun again. I think I've taken music so seriously, and lockdown, I've just gone back to like, oh, I'm bored at home. Let's have some fun. You know, like I've got nothing else to do. Let's try something, you know.
Have you been listening to music? Have you discovered anything new that you're into?
To be honest, I've been listening to a lot of stuff, a lot of older stuff actually that I've had in my playlist. And when I say older, it's not necessarily like old school. It's just older things from like a year or two that I've had in my playlist and in my library bank. I've gone back to listening to obviously leading up to the album, a lot of symphonic music again. I've gone back to some more brutal metal, if you wish, like listening to some old favorites like Flesh God Apocalypse. And I was fortunate enough to perform with them in South Africa. So like it's a nice connection there, and just seeing how they can join things. Also listening again, as always, to a lot of like Devin Townsend and Polyphia and all the prog stuff, mod, you know, like the new prog and old prog. Had a bit of a rush day the other day, which is fun. So yeah, I think it's constantly while I'm doing something, whether it's my day job or actually playing music, there's music going in the background. So I'm a big Spotify listener, and I often just let it suggest some cool music to me, or I create playlists and just get some inspiration.
And by listening to other people's music, does that inspire your own songwriting ideas?
Absolutely. People often ask me like, oh, so who or what inspires you? You know, like what band, what song, or what? It's so difficult for me because it's bits and pieces. So definitely, I will listen to a whole band, and what will inspire me is how they play their instruments. So like, for example, on guitar, you will know, or it's a common fact that finger tone is a thing. Like the way somebody, like the actual fingers help with the tone of how they play things, like your own expression. So I'm inspired by how people perform their music and how they convey the feels. So it could be anything. If you're really just enjoying your music, I believe often I can pick that up, and then it's something cool for me, and that's an inspirational moment. But I'm inspired by all kinds of crazy things, and I've said it before in one interview, and I'll say it again with this. With Stasis, for example, well, as an example, Stasis, the song, the intro riff, I was inspired by a pigeon. Like literally, there was this pigeon in the tree making one hell of a noise, and it had such a cool rhythm to its tweet, and that tweet inspired me for the rhythm of the intro part for Stasis. You get what I'm saying? So like, be it sitting outside and hearing a bird in the tree, or listening to another person, how they feel the track. For 3 and for Grey, there's 2 parts in particular where there's like quite a wail, guitar wail that comes in, and those are parts are inspired by like some of the greats like Vi and Satch, where you can just hang one note and pull on the heartstrings, you know what I mean? So it's not necessarily note for note inspired from somebody else or a lick stolen from somebody else. It's more like their vibe and their ideas, just kind of, I pick a little piece there and I pick a little piece there, and then I go, oh, I like that aspect or that feel, and I like this vibe, and then I just wish it together and something cool comes out. But yeah, so inspiration can be drawn from all kinds of things.
Yeah, you were talking about tone and fingers. How has your nervous system been treating you?
It's much better these days. I'm very thankful, I'm very grateful for that. There are days where it's bad, and it will be like that. I'm very fortunate. Like with this disease, it may whack me one day, and like I may be completely incapacitated, or I may be fine for however long. So yeah, for the most part, since we last spoke, much better. Much better. Still some struggles. I got like call it my lazy finger. It doesn't wanna. My ring finger, my left, and my pinky, they're still a bit sluggish. And guitarists who play a lot of like shreddy stuff will know that those 2 fingers are integral. But we're getting there. And it's just a matter of like continuous practice. But yeah, totally much better.
That's good. So what are the new goals that you have set for yourself?
Sure. So new goals is to write and release something completely different. Goal number 1, and soon. Goal number 2 is to continue powering house and just like releasing in your face badass music, I suppose, or just whatever like comes out. I just want to keep writing music, but I definitely want to release something on. So like I have a satellite EP with Harbinger, which was quite a little bit different. I'm going to do another satellite of sort, I think, and do a whole satellite series. So we'll do a bit of a different vein. I want to bring in more collab artists and just a lot. The goal is to create and push to do something which it would be to my own eyes. I'm not going to compare myself to anybody else or anything like that. Just for my own goals, I really want to just do more than what I did this year. Okay. And learn more. That's all. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Robyn Ferguson, it's been great to catch up again. Triptych, by the time this interview's online, it will be out. So people should check that out. So thanks for joining us again.
Greg, thank you so much. It's always lovely chatting with you. Thank you, everyone, so much.